Welcome to this explainer. Okay, if you've ever felt the absolute growing pains of a booming business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. New projects land on your desk and suddenly you need new skills. New customers show up and they require more capacity. And those new market opportunities, they demand flawless, incredibly fast execution. But how do you actually pull that off without breaking the bank or totally stalling your momentum? Well, that's exactly what we're getting into today as we dive into the flexible capability shift with ExpertOnHire. So, if you're a startup founder or an enterprise leader tuning in right now, I want you to really ask yourself, what is honestly standing in the way of your execution speed? Think about it. When a massive new project hits your pipeline or a cutting-edge technology disrupts your industry, what's your primary stressor? What's that one major hurdle that keeps you up at night wondering if your team can actually pull it off in time without sacrificing quality?
The analysis we're looking at today pinpoints the answer perfectly. It's getting the right technical talent exactly at the right time. It's incredibly frustrating, isn't it? You've got the capital, you've got the eager customers, and you have all these brilliant ideas mapped out. But securely matching your specific business requirements with the exact technical expertise, precisely when you need it, is basically the ultimate bottleneck for scaling. It's not just about finding a warm body to fill a seat. It's about finding the absolute right expertise when the clock is actively ticking.
And this dynamic perfectly illustrates what we call the timing trap. Think about the two extremes here. It's almost like walking a tightrope. On one hand, if you hire too early, you dramatically increase your fixed costs long before the revenue or the project even justifies it. You're just bleeding capital waiting to get started. But on the flip side, hiring too late is just as toxic. It completely stalls projects and leads to massive missed opportunities. You're constantly forced to choose between wasting money on an early permanent hire or missing out on a prime market window because you didn't have the right hands on deck when it actually mattered.
Now, this trap gets even more dangerous because sudden growth creates some seriously intense talent needs. We are talking about rapidly evolving technical requirements. Literally, overnight, your business might need AI and machine learning experts to stay competitive. Or maybe you realize you urgently need data science professionals, cloud specialists, DevOps, or cybersecurity pros to lock down your new infrastructure. These are highly specialized skills that are rarely just sitting idle on your permanent team. When a new product demands that kind of specialized expertise, the massive gap between the capability you have and what you actually need becomes glaringly obvious.
So what do most of us do when we hit this gap? We fall back on the traditional hiring slog. Let's look at this exhaustive 9-step process. First, you identify the need, right? Then formal recruitment begins. You search for candidates, you screen endless piles of resumes, you conduct round after round of interviews, then assess technical skills, verify backgrounds, finally make a hiring decision. And then, eventually, the expert joins, assuming they don't take a counteroffer at the last second. I mean, just rattling those steps off is exhausting. It is so incredibly time-consuming, and for a fast-moving, urgent initiative, this old-fashioned way is a massive roadblock. Which brings us to a really stark business reality highlighted in the source material. By the time the process is completed, the business opportunity may have already moved forward. Let that sink in for a second. For companies operating in hyper-competitive tech markets, speed of access to capability matters above almost everything else. Traditional hiring is simply too slow to keep up with modern market demands. Securing the right talent at the wrong time doesn't actually solve your problem if the window of opportunity is already slammed shut.
And that is the true cost of wrong timing. Not having the right talent exactly when you need them isn't just an HR problem. It literally leads to project delays, it severely burns out your existing team by overloading them, it slows down your innovation, and it heavily reduces your overall execution speed. It's a fundamental business capability challenge that stalls your entire engine of innovation. The issue here is way bigger than just trying to fill an open rec.
Because of all this friction, I want to challenge you to completely shift your mindset right now. We've got to move away from asking the old traditional question, how many employees do we need, and instead ask a much more expansive, confident question. What capability do we need to execute this specific requirement? Because scaling doesn't always mean continuously bloating your payroll and adding permanent headcount. Sometimes you just need a highly flexible capability model to successfully tackle a new project, launch a complex product, or push through a short-term tech transformation.
So, what exactly is capability in this context? Simply put, it's the power to execute business requirements at the exact moment they are needed. It's not about padding out your org chart. It's about prioritizing targeted expertise and actual measurable outcomes. You aren't just filling a desk. You are securing the exact intellectual power required to execute a specific business requirement right now. This shift totally changes the game, helping organizations think about talent purely in terms of pure execution.
This is exactly where ExpertOnHire comes in. They map out this brilliant 6-step, streamlined approach that connects your requirements directly to the talent, totally bypassing all those old bottlenecks. It's super logical. First, identify the specific capability you need. Second, match your project with relevant technical talent. Third, validate their capability to ensure they can actually do the job. Fourth, hire the exact right fit. Fifth, execute and immediately put that capability to work. And finally, scale as your project grows. This model is 100% focused on bridging the gap between what you need and getting the job done immediately.
So how are they pulling this off without the usual noise and delays? It all comes down to the ExpertOnHire advantage. They use intelligent AI-assisted talent matching, they provide comprehensively verified technical experts, and they do deep portfolio-based evaluations along with practical skill validations and structured assessments. What does this actually mean for you as a leader? It means your hiring risk is heavily reduced, and the complexity of recruitment basically vanishes. You get to quickly shortlist experts who are actually proven and capable, completely cutting out weeks of digging through unqualified resumes.
The best part? This flexible model scales perfectly. Whether you're a super lean startup moving fast or a massive enterprise handling a million moving parts. For startups and SMEs, the core struggle is notoriously balancing growth, budget, speed, and capability all at once. The solution here is direct access to specialized experts without the crushing financial overhead of an internal recruitment team. Now, for enterprises, the challenge is usually managing complex, multi-project units at the same time. For them, the solution is agile capability expansion, which allows them to match shifting project demands globally and expand teams seamlessly across totally different business units.
Let's look at the ultimate value chain here. It's a domino effect. It starts with defining the right requirement. That precision leads directly to finding the right talent, which, in turn, arms your business with the right capability at the exact right time. That ensures the right execution of your initiatives. And the final ultimate result? Real business growth. This perfectly shows how properly timed talent acquisition isn't just some administrative support function. It is directly responsible for your long-term success. Turning rapid talent access into actual business growth is the whole name of the game.
So if you take away just one thing from this explainer, let it be this core principle. Right talent, right time, right capability. Growth doesn't wait around for you to finish your hiring rounds. A massive new customer could land tomorrow. A critical tech initiative could pop up today. Utilizing a specialized platform like ExpertOnHire prepares your business to respond to those things instantly, so you can build better, faster teams around actual business needs with validated, scalable quality.
Which brings us to a final thought for you to chew on. Are you going to keep letting traditional hiring dictate your speed, or are you ready to scale your capability on demand? The old fixed headcount model is clunky, it's slow, and frankly, it's just full of friction. It's time to embrace flexible execution, find the right talent exactly when you need it, and truly scale your business without the traditional limits holding you back. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll leave you to think on that final question.